You're welcome to another edition of our special program. There we go around to different parts of Nigeria to discuss different issues affecting different aspects of life, ranging from politics, economy, and social issues. In our today's edition, we are hosting Kano Resident Electoral Commissioner, Prof.Riskua. We are going to discuss the issue of the ongoing voter registration exercise, which is going on nationwide, with exception, which Kano is not an exception. Bob, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Actually, you have started this registration, which is an online, where expected voters will go and upload their data online without necessarily being physically in your offices.
That's right.
So you started it during the month of July, if I could really remember.
The online registration commenced on the 28th of June.
Okay, June.
Yes, but the physical registration commenced on the 26th of July.
Okay. The registration of the voter registration is not something unusual in Nigeria, but this issue of online registration, what informed the INEC decision to embark on such initiative?
Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers. You see, it's part of our mandate as INEC to have credible register of voters. If you could recall, prior to the 2019 general elections, we spent more than a year registering qualified or potential voters, updating the records of other voters that registered. The severe that took place at that time, we witnessed a number of challenges. It was not possible to go to polling units because of the logistics issues and cost implication. We started with registering people at the local government level, and we had reasons to move around the wards based on timetable that was available to stakeholders, so as to capture as many people as possible and to minimize the hardship that voters usually face. Because we don't expect everybody to go to the local government office. In some places, there are difficult terrains, the issue of distance, the issue of economic hardship, all these are issues that made it difficult for a number of people not to have opportunity to register. So this time around, the Commission felt in its own policy to keep utilizing technology and make life easier and make our process more efficient and transparent. The concept of online registration was conceived and was tested, and it was now made public that the comfort of your room or anywhere you are, as long as you have access to an Android phone or a computer with access to internet, you can log in and create an account, and you will have access to the portal that will take you to the local government, to the state of your choice, the local government, to the ward, to the polling unit of your choice. And you can upload the information that is requested from the voter. The only thing that you will have to do physically, which will be based on appointment you can choose at your own convenience, is to go to a center designated for capturing your facials and biometrics. And this has really made it easy for a number of people, especially our youth, that are really very conversant with use of this technology.
So we're talking of uploading all the information, personal data.
Yes.
What do you put in place to ensure that people at the rural areas that doesn't have access to Android phone and such computer facilities are captured in this exercise?
Yeah, actually, the online registration, pre-registration, is for those who have access. That has not affected our traditional way of also giving equal opportunity to those who can come physically. At the moment, we have 2 centers here in the state office, and we have in each of the local government offices for now. There are plans to also mobilize to the wards based on rotation, and that will be made public as soon as the commission concludes arrangement.
Okay, on the ongoing registration,
Yes.
did you have any arrangement with designated centers? There are centers that are normally conducting this national identity card, that the issue even the national identity card. Do you have such agreement or MOU with such centers to do voter registration?
No, INEC has no any arrangement with anybody. We allow people to do their own using their personal handsets, if they are Androids, or personal computers. And we expect that they will come physically based on the time they have booked or appointment to capture their ballot. We have no any arrangement, and the registration is free in our local government offices and the state office. So any center that tries to really mention that they are doing anything in collaboration with INEC is not true. But we encourage stakeholders generally to enlighten people. That's why we have done a lot of sensitization campaigns. We have engaged with many stakeholders, giving them the relevant guidelines and information that they need to really relate to the public and encourage people to come out and register or correct, that means update their registration where they think they have problems or issues, issues or replacement of PVCs that have been lost or damaged. All these are issues that we have been sensitizing people about so that they know our procedures and they know our guidelines. But certainly there's no collaboration with any designated outfit of any kind for this registration.
So from 1 June down to September,
Yes.
like how many eligible voters have you registered through this online process?
Well, as at last week, or as at the 6th of September, those who have indicated interest and applied online in Kano State were at 142,431. Now, mere applying is different from completion of registration.
What's the difference?
The difference is once you apply online, except you go for full capture of your biometrics and facials, you have not registered as far as we are concerned. That one is pre-registration. Now, this 142,431 are those who applied online. But we have complete registration from those online as at this afternoon, about an hour ago, 15,109.
15,109.
Yes. But those who came to register physically, as at this afternoon, 27,487.
27,487.
400.
All this physical.
Those that came physical.
So if you combine
without, we have total of 51,611.
51,611.
Yes, but we also have in that total figure 2,797 that came for updating their cards as well as requests for transfer.
Okay, Professor,
Yes.
with all these figures,
Yes.
Kano being the state with the largest population in the country,
Yes.
it seems some other states that have lower or less than population that is less than Kano, registered more than Kano. What do you think is responsible for that?
Well, I don't think Kano is doing badly in reality, because except for Osun State and Anambra, where they are currently planning. I mean, Anambra governorship election comes up in November. And Osun, as we know, is also in the pipeline. That may be the reason why you see larger numbers of people coming. But when you compare Lagos with Kano, I think Kano is not doing badly. But we still have to encourage people to complete that. Look at out of 142,431 that went for online registration. To come forward and complete the registration Look at the percentage. It's far less than the number that we expect. So you even have more people coming physically to register, indicating that many, like you said earlier, majority will not have access to Android and to do online. And that's why those who came physically to register, the number is much larger. And as I said, there are issue of transfer. We have made it convenient now for people to transfer. With the establishment or the conversion of our voting points to full-fledged polling units now, people have polling units closer to their locations, unlike before we have relocated a large number of polling units.
Okay, since you talk of polling units, additional polling units in Kano.
That's right.
Before we forge to the main issue that we discussed about,
yes.
How many polling units are added into the summer in Kano?
3,184.
3,184.
Yes. Yeah. And currently we have total of 11,222.
11,222
polling units in Kano.
Polling units.
Yes.
So, going back to the main issue.
Yes.
You say because Oshun and Anambra outnumbered Kano in terms of the registration because of the election is around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And Kano people seems to be taking things for granted, mostly, to be frank. One thing started, they normally drag until when there is deadline, you see people rushing, coming out to register, and they form queue, and at that particular time, it brings a lot of congestion. So what do you do to address the situation?
Well, it's not peculiar to Kano. From our experience at the last CVR, before the general election, the Commission came under enormous pressure, and what we try to do is to make life easier. And I think that's why the Commission came up with this pre-registration to avoid many people who would not like to come and join long queues to register. So you can conveniently do pre-registration, book appointment, and you spend little time to get your biometrics capture. At appointed time, you book for the time you want to come, and you are given appointment when to come.
I don't know why INEC insists on taking biometric data of the voter listers. Why don't you apply a method like that of national identity management, where everything will be done in one place?
Now, if you do like the national ID, that one you have to go physically as well for your biometrics to be captured.
No, in the designated places, or like in cafes where they give chance or where they are registered, they normally do everything at once. The only thing remains is for you to wait for your ID, plastic ID card. But that there and then they give you asleep.
Well, it's a policy issue, and I don't want to go into that. I would rather leave it with the Commission to say. But I can tell you, INEC always looks at the broad perspective of any issue. You have to look at the peculiarities of our mandate and the sensitivity of our job, the issue of security related to that. But technology, use of technology is something which is ongoing, and we can always, and I'm sure the current leadership of the Commission is so committed to ensuring that we take advantage of whatever technology is available to make our job easier, more transparent, and more credible.
Okay. Out of this number, you see people registered, we conduct the registration and the registration, and
we have requests for replacement of cards, for example. 768 people requested for their cards to be replaced. Yes, and those who requested for transfer, 906.
From other states or from one local government?
No, from the whole state.
Okay, from the whole state.
Yes.
And
so people who are in Lagos before and now they have moved back to Kano and they can transfer. And you don't even have to come to Kano to do that. You can do that in Lagos and the whole records will be clearly reflected in our own records here.
Okay, the issue of registration still. Any hitch Do you encounter any hitch in this process of this online registration from the beginning to this point?
Yeah, the initial hitches we had were the issue of, when you train people on something that is new, the IVED machines that we have deployed, people who are trained, and they have to get used to it. The initial hitches were there. Mainly also the issue of network. In some locations the network is unstable, so we have to keep using different lines, service lines. We have to change from NTN to Glo, depending on which one is available. Apart from those issues, we really don't have much problem. And you see, the advantage of this capturing of the biometrics and the facials is when we use the smart card reader in the past, there were many complaints about the failure of card reader. What we are saying now, apart from using your fingerprints, we take the facials. That would be useful to us. In the event of failure of your fingerprints, the facials will clearly, and all the information will be brought clearly, hopefully, on the election.
Okay, Professor Shehu, lastly, let's talk about the success from the beginning of this online registration down to this point there. What can you describe as a major success?
I think our major success in this is that we have seen the large response to the online registration among youths. Like I said, the figure of over 142,000, which means it's something people are happy with. But like I said, follow-up is important. Because mere going online to pre-register, you have just completed a substantial percentage.
It's just one process.
It's one process.
Okay.
Except you come for the facials and biometrics based on appointment, you have not completed it. So it's a challenge which you are facing, and we have to keep sensitizing all those that have so far pre-registered to complete their registrations. That's a challenge. But I think the response is a major success. Secondly, the interest that people have shown. I have received a number of stakeholders in this office coming to get more information from government organizations, civil society groups, and even students' bodies. And all of this, we will be busy receiving different groups and explaining to them what the whole new system is. To me, it's a success. It means what INEC is doing is being appreciated, and people are ready to work with INEC and to collaborate with INEC to ensure success of the whole process. So there is improvement, and that is why we are happy. And like I said, we'll continue to do our best. The key thing is we must keep it.
So thank you very much, Professor Riskua.
Thank you.
Kano Electoral Commissioner.
It's a pleasure.
On behalf of all my crew and my guests, I am Sani saying goodbye for now.